actually remember referencing this movie once, like 4 years ago. It was one of my first episodes. That's right, it was in the Wanda the Sadistic Hypnotist video, because Dr. Sex was the B movie on the same disc that contained Wanda. And believe me, being runner-up on a DVD with Wanda the Sadistic Hypnotist is like following Joan Baez in a stand-up comedy act. Admittedly, though, it would be nice to get a look at the old set again, and the hell? The fuck was I doing in the upstairs living room? It's like I'm doing an episode from a retirement community. Oh, I remember. That chair was closest to my computer at the time. Because it would have been so hard to just shoot the episode in the basement and bring the footage all the way upstairs to the computer. At least this episode had that hilarious eye gag in it. How would you like it if I just cut to a shot of this all throughout this review? It looks ridiculous. How did this movie even end? The movie opens with a man going into a movie theater and sitting down. The movie playing is, well, the one that we're watching. And at the end of the movie, he gets up and leaves. What? That's not even true. The guy who leaves the theater later gets jumped by Wanda and her girls. God damn it! This show can't even get its facts right! So after all these years, we're looking at Dr. Sex. Oh, I need an appointment? This must be a freebie, because I sure as shit didn't call for an appointment. Beautiful red velvet walls you got in the waiting room here. They go great with the radioactive green film scratches. You know, just because you got a sweet sax and some foreign names on your credits doesn't make your movie classy. Directed by Theo Micasecchi? I dismissed it as a director I've never heard of, except for some reason I know that that's actually Ted V. Michaels, director of Girl in Gold Boots and The Astro Zombies. This director hates my guts. And I hate him too. He lives in a castle in Vegas with several live-in strippers. Son of a bitch! I want this guy's life! Dr. Sex is an anthology comedy about 3 sex therapists talking out of school and detailing 4 of their most notorious cases. But first, we have to hear a documentary on big city sex.
What you see here are random pictures of my city.
Holy shit, these pictures are moving. Ugh, I don't know if somebody pissed on the film or this lady had a surprise potty break.
The most prevalent of these man must face is sex. Sex is itself a vast and complex problem.
Well, it is if you talk like a rapist. Hey there, if this dress gets any higher, this might jump up to a PG-13.
Their charming smiles.
Yeah, charming. Isn't that the chick from Welcome to the Dollhouse?
It is this overemphasis on sex and its confusion with psychoanalysis that should be our concern.
Of course there's confusion, because according to this movie, women are nothing but legs.
There are people who cannot cope with sex. They turn from the norm, seeking unnatural and vicarious satisfaction.
Uh-oh, this is gonna get zany. He's probably gonna rape someone. Finally, we meet Dr. Sex.
My name is Dr. Ludwig Schweizkopf von Sex.
But you can call me Dr. Robert England.
Some people have called me a great psychoanalyst. Others have called me a quack.
I think you're an asshole. We then meet his colleagues, including Dr. Tristan Taormino.
Pardon me, Doctor.
Yes.
Are we working again tonight? We've been working every night for the last 2 weeks.
Okay, I do love a deep voice. Our first story has to do with Dr. Sam Rockwell, currently in a session hearing the thoughts of a man who loves spying on this hot blonde chick. Whoa! 3 minutes in and we already have 2 peeping toms? Keep it dignified there, movie. Also, be very careful. You wouldn't want to inhale any of that smoke you're smoking. The lady seems to be getting out a dress for her T-Mobile girl auditions, or maybe that barf bag dress will do, I don't know. This is all supposed to be from the point of view of the peeper. Looks like we got cleaning shoes while wearing shoes and taking off shoes. Surprise! All of this from a director who later made and starred in a foot fetish film. The black box is telling me your towel isn't high enough. What's this? She's taking a bath now? Slow down, 1960s. If this gets too taboo, she might do her nails.
What a way to drown. You can have your champagne bubbles, but me, I'll take soap bubbles.
Then you will die.
It was the most seductive thing I had ever seen.
Wait till you see her take a shit. The high-speed action continues as she talks on the phone.
They were going on about things that would have put Cleopatra to shame.
And like Cleopatra, it was overblown in 4 hours.
This conversation you wouldn't believe.
You're right, I don't believe it, because I can't hear what the fucking conversation is. Regardless, you're not gonna believe what happens next. She gets dressed! So that was a therapy session worth discussing with colleagues? An unseen pervert watches a girl get dressed?
Come in.
Hello, Doctor. Is my little man ready yet?
Okay, did he get punched in the back of the head by Sonny Chiba? And what's she doing here anyway?
Oh, my little Mr. Baltimore, my honey.
What?
You understand my problem now, Doctor? Why I must become a man?
That voice was a dog the whole time. This story was all from a dog's perspective. God damn it, that was a pretty good twist. And wait, what was that line from earlier?
Doctor, I was gnashing my teeth like a German shepherd.
And I should have fucking seen it coming, too. Okay. So a movie called Dr. Sex got me. But why was she wearing the same dress that we just saw her change into? The dog is telling the story about watching a girl put on a dress to come pick up the dog as he's telling the story of her putting on the dress, and this movie keeps blowing my mind. Next, Dr. Parker Posey tells of her patient who works in a department store and has a strong fascination with his mannequins. Great, Kim Cattrall is going to show up any minute, or to a lesser extent, Christy Swanson. As you can guess, the mannequin comes alive, but the dog gets stuffed. You know, this movie really is going a long way just to show a series of strip scenes, because that's all this one is too. Stripping and doing nothing.
This is the most pleasant part of the work, because this is when I get to know the girls.
Really? Do you? Because it looks like you're drinking and saying nothing. Actually, I take that back. They technically do start talking. You just can't hear them. They might as well be telling me to go fuck myself, because that's what it feels like. The doctor brings a mannequin in for therapy and asks the man to strip down both her and the mannequin.
I felt that in this manner I could convince him that a mannequin is in no way like a woman.
True. Mannequins have hearts. God, this movie's about as sexy as catching my grandma in the shower with a loofah. The doctor, by the way, doesn't strip down naked, so this experiment didn't prove anything, therapeutic-wise or sexploitation-wise. If anything, the patient got worse, because he starts seeing real people as mannequins, whether it's the doctor or her secretary.
One day I was in a store shopping. I happened to look up and see a man dressed exactly as Mr. Doolittle had been the day he ran from my office. I thought it was him. But as I approached to speak, I noticed something peculiarly stiff in his manner. The figure was a mannequin.
That's the worst campfire tale I've ever heard. Maybe Dr. John Turturro can come up with a better story for the Doctor. His has to do with an exhibitionist and an artist. I see the artist is laying down the red screen for his internet show. Say, that's my kind of spooning.
He said it was a new, fluid style of painting.
New fluid style of painting, you say?
Color, me, blood, red.
So far, this section has sped things up. The girl is already stripped down by the time the thing starts. Other than that, it's just a guy painting a nude model. Whew, good thing the paper is already red. Sorry. I've got a few of those left over from Angel Above, Devil Below. What? Don't take the spoon away? Now all we're left with is just a naked girl, and I see those every week. I rarely see a giant spoon. Sir, you're not really painting anything, are you? Well, now he's going all Toxic Avenger on its ass. But the model gets a huge disappointment when she finally sees the painting.
She discovered to her horror that the painting was an abstract.
Ah, abstract. So Terrence Malick fans should like it. Which means I love it.
She then told the artist it was her turn to seem to work. The experience with the painter.
Yeah. Are you gonna explain why she just disappeared into thin air? Of course, this is the same director who gave us this classic bit of editing history.
Some fellas gave me that name when I was in preschool.
I'm back!
Yeah, you know, it's between India and Tibet. I helped the,
Making actors disappear and reappear magically on screen is his trademark. As you can see, she gets back at the artist by stripping. That'll show him, and Daddy too. I knew this section was too good to be true. They just moved the stripping to the end of it. Okay, fine. Keep your back turned. It means I don't have to black box you. Oh, god damn it! Holy shit, Steele is here. Lady, you better get out of there while you still can. Also, don't look now, but I think the pee stain is back. It's probably from the dog in the first section. The stripper displays the very difficult stripper move called the frame skip. And after 10 minutes of stripping, that's the end of that.
I thought a little coffee break might be nice right now. Why don't I go make some?
Oh, sure. Wait until the last part to give this movie some caffeine. The last section is on a haunted house, which is probably haunted because the movie Dr. Sex was filmed there. Pfft, in a low-budget haunted house movie, as long as you just show an arm being cut off by the side of the screen, that clearly means it's a ghost. The man gets very confused as to who filled his wine glass, and why his peripheral vision is apparently terrible. Turns out the ghosts are all naked women. Of course they are. This movie has more naked women than film scratches, and I'm unimpressed by both. And look at this guy's perv face. Is he looking at the nude women or children? He finally gets the nerve to touch them, but they disappear. Though with this movie, I'm not sure if they were supposed to disappear or if it's just the shitty editing again. When we go back to Dr. Sex, he explains how he bought said house from the man, and now he shares the joys of imaginary naked women. Naked women that only he sees. Go figure, a guy named Dr. Sex is fucking crazy. His colleague picks up his missing frames and leaves, but the female doctor doesn't seem to have a problem with this. At least I assume she doesn't.
What happened to our Dr. Schmutz?
With the frames gone, I don't know what the fuck she just said. But I guess she sees the ghost too, so I don't know what this guy's problem is. Oh, that was his problem. He was turning into a dog the whole time. Obviously. Why the fuck wouldn't I have seen that coming? Oh, right, because it fucking came out of nowhere. And that's the end of the movie. I gotta say, I'm very disappointed in my session with Dr. Sex, and this is after meeting two of his secretaries. The first story had an interesting twist, but after that it was all just the village. What was it I said about this movie 4 years ago?
Oh yeah, and the DVD also comes with a movie called Dr. Sex. It's bad too.
Yeah, that's pretty much accurate. Why did I have to elaborate on that? What was the point? What was the fucking point?
Nude, filming.